All right, what's up guys? Hopefully you can see and hear me okay. I've got several buyers looking at this car right now, so I wanted to do a quick video to answer a lot of questions. I'm also going to do a cold start and take it for a little bit of a spin around the neighborhood. So let's just walk around the car once real quick and see what we got here. So as you can see, the car is super clean per the ad. And some of the information that's in the posting on the website and various ads on Facebook. This car is rust-free, has the single turbo setup on it. One of the questions that I get a lot is how many miles are on this vehicle? So as you'll see, we've got 169,000 kilometers on the odometer. And that sounds like a lot, and frankly, that is quite a bit for a car that comes from Japan. Usually it costs too much to keep a car registered and insured that is that old. So typically they'll find themselves auctioned or junked for parts before they get that old. This car has a really, really unique ownership history in that it was a car that was kept in the family for the original owner. He sold it to one of his really good friends, who is who I bought it from. That's the story I received. So that explains kind of the high mileage on the chassis. This car was very well taken care of and very loved for a long time. That number only applies to the chassis. Pretty much the sheet metal on the car has that age. The engine and transmission, per the information I received, were completely rebuilt in around 2013, so within a year of when I bought the car. And then a year after I bought the car, it had the single turbo setup put on it with all of the supporting mods for that. So it's approximately 35,000 kilometers since the engine and transmission rebuilt, maybe a little bit more, maybe 40,000 kilometers since the engine and transmission rebuild. And it's 25,000 kilometers since I put the single turbo setup on there. This over here is the book that I have full of records. You can see I've got the original inspection report from when the car received its shock-in in Japan. So this is a very, very stringent vehicle roadworthy inspection that's done in Japan every year, or every 2 years on cars that are taxed and roadworthy. So the fact that this car has this and it was valid when I bought it speaks volumes, honestly. Pretty much no car coming out of Japan from the auctions has a valid shock-in. Also, you can see this is a handwritten note from the previous owner in Japan detailing all of the modifications on the car. I don't read Japanese. I did have it translated, so if you want the translated version of that, I can send it your way. We also have on here all of the documents and for the hardware that was on the car when I got it. It has a Kenwood stereo, had a Blitz SBC ID. This is a pretty thick package. I'm not going to pull it all out now, but a lot of books and stuff from different parts. The Nismo clutch, I believe it is, the exhaust that was on there. This is for the LSD, I think, or maybe the brake pads. I don't remember. HKS something or other. I'm telling you guys, this car had a lot of stuff on it from Japan, and the previous owner kept all of that. That's the exhaust. The battery that was in there even. I don't even know what this is. It's something from Shine Auto in Japan. So I have all of that, and it's much of the documentation from the previous owner in Japan. I also have, so this sheet here marks when I bought the car. This is the buyer's order from Japanese Classics in Virginia, and then everything that I've done to the car since I got it, even one of the old license plates, hot import nights, everything's in here. Tons of stuff is in here from when I got the car. So every part that I put on the car and every time I had it serviced, I kept all that information in that binder. So that comes with the car. I've had several questions about the headlight vent. This is a fully functioning ducted headlight vent. So the light functions, it's very bright, it has no cutoff, it's like a giant flashlight, and it does duct straight through to the air filter. So it is functional, gets lots of cold fresh air to the air filter. However, I also do have the original headlight hiding up in here as well. So that will be included with the car. You can have both. If you don't want the headlight duct because you hate it, I know one of the buyers said he wanted me to change it out before he took the car potentially. I'm happy to do that. It's 3 bolts and very easy to do. I've got a local guy who would want that if you don't want it. Some questions about the interior pertaining to the back seat primarily, wanting to know kind of what that looks like with the roll cage. So let me just pull this seat forward. You'll see here I've got a yard of Recaro confetti fabric. This will go with the car. I was going to refinish the back seat to match the front seats. This is actually a spectacular match for the aged, you can't really see in this light, but for the aged Recaro confetti seats, it's a really, really good match. And so if the next owner wants to retrim the rear seat to match the front seats, that would be what I would do, I was going to do. I would recommend doing that because it would look really, really cool. Also, the back seat does have one weird mark on it. It's not a cigarette burn. It looks more like a cut mark, I think, that somebody patched with some type of a glue. You can see it kind of right here. And so that's just a part of that. It would get covered up with the retrim. Where the cage comes in, if you can see, it just kind of tucks along the cushion of the seat in the back and goes into the trunk. And then where it comes down here, again, same kind of deal. It just kind of tucks along the cushion of the seat and bolts into the floor through a, I'm sorry guys, you can't really see that, but through a nice tidy slit in the carpet. So if you were to remove this front or this rear half cage, I don't think there would really be much evidence that it was ever there. It is a bolt-in cage, so it is removable. What else are people asking me? How loud is it? That's a really good question. Let me grab my keys real quick. I do have the original GTR key. This is a cold start. This car has not been started in a couple days. You can hear the all-wheel drive system priming the pump. You also heard the ETC tell me there's no card in the ETC reader. So the car's not very loud. The HKS Super Dragger exhaust silencer, in addition to a muffler in the back, so it's not obnoxious. It's very throaty, kind of rumbly. I love the sound of it. It's my favorite exhaust on this car. Take a look up here while it's running. No weird ticks, no weird noises coming from this engine in front. Fuel injectors have been recently serviced and cleaned by by Injector Dynamics. That's pretty much brand new. Spark plugs are brand new. The tires are brand new. That's one thing I didn't talk about in the ad, was how new the tires are. They're like brand new. They've only been on there for you know, maybe a couple hundred miles. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take this thing out for a spin. I'm gonna put the GoPro in the car. We'll take this thing out for a spin and try and get some engine sounds on the road for you. All right, guys, we're back and running. I apologize, I don't have all of the best little arms and pivots for my GoPro. So you're riding on my right shoulder attached to the window, and you are hopefully going to get some good sound and just an idea of how this car runs. Right now, the engine is not quite warmed up, so I'm going to take it easy going out of the neighborhood. And when we get out to the main street, we'll be able to let her rip. I reserve the right to cut to the chase. Right. All right, here we go. That was a quick little jaunt up to 100. Checking my audio levels to make sure you guys can actually hear that over the wind noise. I hope you can. That max boost on that pull was 19.8 pounds. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this up a little bit since it's warmer out today. One of the things I like about this Nismo steering wheel is it has little buttons on the back so you can honk the horn without taking your hand off the wheel. All right, I've only got a couple minutes left of storage on this GoPro memory card. So after I turn right up here, I'll do a couple kind of half throttle, half boost pulls, just kind of so you can hear a little bit more of the spool and the blow-off valve at less than full throttle speeds. You can hear when that wastegate opens. It's got a full dumped wastegate screamer pipe setup, so it's manageable volume wise from the exhaust when you're cruising, but when the wastegate opens, it's full dump. All right, after I make this right hand turn, I'm gonna do a couple more partial throttle pulls for you. I don't know if you can see it. I think you can. Just here, there's a tiny little pinhole in the dash that's always been there. I always forget to tell people about it. I'm guessing the previous owner had mounted a little GPS or not a gauge because there's no lines, there's no holes for lines to run through, but they had something stuck up there at one point in time, just a tiny little pinhole. Should be easy to fix, honestly, with a little vinyl or plastic repair kit. I just have not done so because I always forget it's there. All right, partial throttle. Hopefully this audio is picking up that turbo, man. It's a one-of-a-kind sound. That Comp 6265, the CT4X billet wheel, triple ball bearing. It has an anti-surge compressor housing, and I think that's what gives it that kind of two-tone whistle. It has the turbine kind of jet engine sound coupled with this really high-pitched whistle sound that I really like. I like listening to it. Coming up on time limit of my memory card, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off now since I'm running out of time on the memory card. If you guys have any other questions, all of you already have your own email threads with me, so just hit reply, hit me up, let me know what other questions you have. I don't expect this car will be in my ownership much more than another 24 to 48 hours. So hopefully it'll be one of you guys grabbing it. I'm sure it will be. I've actually got a couple other new leads that have just come in. I haven't answered yet, but all right, one more pull for you guys down this hill.